This May 13th, for Catholics around the world, we will be remembering the message of Fatima. The message of Fatima is very simple. God desires peace in the world. But how do we have peace? The message of Fatima tells us it's not by becoming national security experts or picking sides in every battle around the globe. It says that the fruit of prayer and penance is peace. And so this Sunday, May 13th, for 7 days, the Vulnerable People Project is asking people of all faiths to join us in prayer and penance for peace. We're calling this campaign 1 Week in Gaza. The average person in Gaza consumes only 245 calories a day. So personally, from May 13th until May 20th, I'm going to have 245 calories a day or less. My acts of penance are not for the sins of governments around the world or for terrorist organizations. My act of penance is for my own personal sin, but my intention is for peace in the world. But I want to unite my intention specifically for those who are suffering in the battle in Gaza. For the families in Gaza, for the father in Gaza who digs through rubble to find his daughter, through the mother who has to watch her children starve, but for the Israeli families as well, for the Israeli mother whose heart is broken and every cell in her body hurts because her daughter, her beloved daughter, is still being held a hostage. People around the world have divided up into tribes, and for different tribal affinities, one side is looking at the suffering of the mothers who have children as hostages and for the Israelis, and the other side is looking at the suffering of the civilians of Gaza. But who we want to identify with is all of those who suffer on both sides of the conflict. And so that is what we're going to do. We are going to suffer a little bit, 1 week of fasting or 1 day of fasting for you. You can do a week if you want. And that little bit of suffering, that little bit of hunger that we feel is going to give us the gift of empathy, a little bit of empathy at the suffering that the people in Gaza are feeling. We'll never know what the Israeli family feels like that has lost a loved one on the horrible attacks of October 7th, or who has a brother or a sister or a child that is being held as a hostage. We'll never know what it's like to have to dig through rubble to find your family. Pray God we never know what that's like. We'll never know what it's like to watch your children starve before your very eyes. But what we hope for through this fast is to gain a little bit of empathy. And we hope that God hears the prayers that we offer in sincerity for peace, for the well-being of both sides of this conflict. And well, this 1 week in Gaza, our main focus is for the families in Gaza and Israel. We're also thinking of the families in Ukraine and the families in Russia. We're thinking of the families in Sudan, where maybe we're looking at 8 million dead this year in Sudan alone. We're thinking of the families in Artsakh who have been ethnically cleansed by Azerbaijan's aggression. So join us for 1 week in Gaza. Fast as many days as you want, but please just at least fast 1 day. Together, through God's grace, if we pray and if we offer sincere acts of penance, I believe that the promises of Fatima are true. We'll have peace. Thank you.